This is the world's worst forest fire in the past 100 years.
As you can see, we are literally standing in the fire right now.
It's affecting countless lives every day, including mine. It literally burned down my apartment. In the news, it seems like the entire world is gonna be on fire soon, and it's all because of climate change. But is that really true? Is the world burning because of us? I decided to fly to Kamloops, a red zone evacuation area in British Columbia, aka the heart of the fire, to investigate and hopefully not get burned in the process.
So this is downtown Kamloops. This is the hub. This is where everybody's at. We're hoping to find some people who live here and ask them about the forest fires. And this is where we're gonna get the information that, we couldn't find online. All right, let's go find some people. Okay, yeah, so we're here because we read online that this is the worst forest fires in 100 years, and it's in this area. So do you know anything about that?
I've heard that it's destructed so many territories so far.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I am scared. I just have my passport and
You don't
my
seem scared at all, I'm not gonna lie.
my documents ready, but
Okay.
I don't know. Yeah.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
So that's us, by the way, the circus firemen.
Do they not know that this place is burning down? This is the worst forest fire in 100 years.
You want that heated up?
I was confused, to say the least. My first impression was that the locals didn't even know about the fires, and if they did, they surely didn't care. But how could this be? This is the worst forest fire in 100 years. So to make sure that we were doing a proper investigation, I consulted with an expert.
Is there anything we should be looking for specifically when we kind of hit the ground?
The ideal scenario is if you talk to indigenous communities, ranchers, and local citizens on the streets of Kamloops, if you will. They'll all have different perspectives.
How did you feel when you saw the fires coming towards your house?
In the last set of fires in 2018, I lost everything I owned. I lost all my son's pictures, everything. I lost everything I owned.
Back home, my reserve got evacuated, and we was at my brother's wedding, and fire up on the hillside, so everybody left and drove out to 100 Mile.
That was my backyard. I literally pulled into my driveway, and I just took a picture, house is gonna burn down.
For most people, if the fires were out of sight, then they were out of mind, even if they were personally affected by them. How could that be?
You're saying that if you live in a nicer area, then your house is more likely to be protected by the fire than others.
So when that fire was right in my backyard, my dad was basically saying, he's calm down, we pay enough property taxes. Wow. Everybody more so important in town lives in this new development. Don't worry, nobody's gonna let these houses catch on fire.
This is supposed to be the worst wildfires in 100 years, this year, yeah. But you don't feel it at all.
No, for the simple reason it's gigantic fires and they're up north.
Okay.
So not only are these fires not a new issue, but if you were rich, you knew the firefighters would save you first. Andrew was right. Each person we talked to had a completely different opinion on the fires, particularly about one issue.
Climate change is real.
But is it actually responsible for the fires? I noticed that the older generation typically didn't think so.
It happened back in the 60s, so everybody thinks global warming. In 1972, that winter, they had a picture of Santa pushing his lawnmower on Christmas Day. It was 15 Celsius. Was that global warming then?
Do you think that there's a link between the fires being the worst they've been in recorded history with human activity, climate change?
There's no doubt that human activity is starting to make it worse. When I was a kid, there was this image of Smokey the Bear, and his motto was, only you can prevent forest fires. And it was a massive success. There was firefighter bombers, there was forest ranger towers, people were hired to look for fires. And so the amount of burning dropped precipitously through most of the mid and late 1900s into now. And so when you have areas that are dry and hot that burn and you don't burn for decades, what do you think happens to the amount of standing forest?
Right, you built up this fuel supply.
Apparently these fires had less to do with climate change and more to do with Smokey the Bear. We heard a lot of different opinions on this topic, and the only thing left to do was to see these fires ourselves. There was just one problem.
So we're just wondering, if there's no fires and no anything, why are all the roads?
Smoke? See the smoke there?
Where?
Look at the white clouds.
That's smoke?
That's
Yeah,
smoke?
smoke.
Interesting.
This whole fucking area is closed off to the public. You ain't getting through here, buddy.
Oh my god.
Okay.
If you go through here, I call the cops and they're coming after you.
No, I understand. I'm not trying to...
This guy made it super clear that we were not getting past him. And it wasn't just him. We actually went to the fire station the day before to try and get official access, but we got shut down completely. They really did not want us getting through. It makes sense because this entire area was an evacuation zone, so it was very unsafe, but we had come too far to just turn back. It felt like a video game where we had to sneak past this guard NPC. It was too risky to try to sneak directly past them, so we decided to take the road all the way around to see if we would have better luck. But this felt like exploring new areas on the map and not knowing what was out there waiting for us.
You ain't getting through here, buddy.
But after another hour of driving, we arrived to find more guard NPCs blocking our way. But this was it. If we couldn't get in, we didn't have a video, so we had to try. It seemed that by smiling and waving, we had fooled the NPCs into thinking that we were supposed to be there.
Oh my god.
This guy right here, big ass wave.
Holy shit, man. I'm on the edge of my seat.
They're so chill about it. If we made it past the first security, it's not their job to stop us, right? They now think that we are allowed to be here for some reason.
We're just camped out here because we're literally like right beside the fire. You could actually see it. Follow me. Whoa, 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 whoa. Yo, over here, over here. So you can see, even though, holy shit, management just came through here to shut down these flames. They're picking back up because it's a windy day. As you can see, we are literally standing in the fire right now. It's 30 degrees outside, but it feels like it's over 40 standing right next to the flames. There's literally ashes falling from the sky right now. See, we are right in the middle of it. The fire is right behind me, and it is just straight smoke all the way, so we can't see anything. We are not supposed to be in here. So this is as close to the source as it gets. Whoa, yo, do you see that? Look at this, look at this. Still looks like a tree on the outside, but it's like mush. Oh, and it's still brown on the inside too. That's crazy. You hear that? There's more wild cows and they're just like mooing in the distance. They're probably caught in the flame. All right, let's take a look what's down this way. Okay, so there's just like a herd of cows and a bull just stranded out here. I'm guessing they weren't included in the evacuation. I feel bad for them, but we definitely can't get too close because bulls are dangerous apparently. That thing charges. All I gotta do is make sure I'm the second fastest. Yo, yo, yo. Okay, so yeah, we hear a helicopter coming in. Wind is picking up. That tree is fully on fire and it is coming in our direction. We got no time. We're trying to get a drone shot right now, but also if we get caught here when the helicopter's here, we are in trouble. So, get the shot. We gotta get the shot. Helicopter's scouting. That is fully on fire too. Look at that tree. Look at that tree. This fire is picking up by the second. Oh. Okay, yeah, we gotta go. We gotta go. No, let's go. Dude, let's.
Bro, give me 2 minutes.
Okay.
I'm even like, I think we do.
Okay. Okay.
No more.
After seeing the fire firsthand, I can see why the locals didn't really care about it. It seemed like the firefighters had it contained, and everything we see in the news is just some kind of political propaganda. Hey, it's Steven from the editing room. Since we shot this video, the fires have actually gotten a lot worse in the area, and I have now personally been affected by them. I actually own an apartment that's not too far from where we shot this video. And this is the text that I got from my neighbor the other day. We're safe. I don't know a lot except the terrace down by the water is on fire and we're not sure, but it's not looking good. Not good at all. The evacuation alert came at 9 p.m. last night and we left a couple hours or a few hours before that. So basically, the area around my apartment was declared an evacuation zone and my neighbors had to leave. Honestly, I still didn't think the fire would reach our apartment and I was wrong. This is what the area now currently looks like. And since I got that text update, my apartment has completely burned down, like down to nothing. Obviously, I'm still processing this information, but let's just say that I can relate a little bit more to the people in the next section of this video.
We're here in Lytton. This town has been burned down twice by wildfires and rebuilt from scratch. So if anybody's been affected by fires, it's the people who live here. So let's go talk to them. Ooh. It's lit!
I was excited to meet the people of Lytton, to hear their inspiring stories firsthand from the town that was rebuilt twice. But once we pulled in, Lytton had been completely deserted. It was a ghost town. But right when I was about to lose all hope of talking to someone.
How's it going? Do you guys have a minute? I can explain. So, like, I'm a YouTuber. These are my camera guys. We're just out filming like a documentary.
Okay.
Yeah?
2 seconds.
2 seconds? All right, let's go. Let's go.
It's actually burnt down 4 times. June 21st, all 4 of us, plus their papa, 3 dogs. We were all in the house because it was 47 outside and 52 in the house. And we got a knock on the door. You could start smelling things. And in 10 minutes, everything was gone.
10 minutes.
10 minutes. So when the news hit, the first house that was on fire on the news was our house, coming out our front door. We've lost, I would be hesitant to say, at least 14 community members due to what trauma does to you when you do go through something like that. I think it's made us stronger.
Do you feel like the government has let you down, or you've been...
Totally, 100%, 100%, 100%. You maybe have seen 3 politicians here, and you sure as heavens haven't seen any of them pick up a shovel, right? Yes, yes, we have been forgotten.
This is Lytton. Not what we were expecting. When we first started this video, I thought wildfires were this huge climate crisis that was coming for all of us. It was gonna ruin the air quality and we all had to start thinking about it. But now, talking to people here, like, I'm starting to realize it's not really that. It's kind of sad because I think back to the first street interviews we were doing, and most people were kind of like, wildfires, who cares? It's not my problem. And then we talked to somebody and it was literally her problem. Like, her house was the first one to burn on the news. It's like a community left to fend for themselves, a forgotten community.